Party people! Yeah!
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
All right, we're back, and we've got a special segment for you guys. In the spirit of March Madness, we're going to talk about, we got Sweet 16 games starting tonight in the NCAA tournament. We're going to kind of have a segment here where we go back and forth and talk about who we like in the bracket, who we don't like. We also have an office pool that we've got running that we may or may not get into.
No money,
we may or may not get
money
into.
in the office pool. Don't you come after us, NCAA. Relax.
Just for fun, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the scores reflect that it's just for fun.
Well, I mean, we'll get there, right? First off, I mean, this is by far my favorite time of the year because when you get, like, it's the first Thursday of March Madness, right? The playing games are awesome, but it's the first Thursday when games start at noon.
Nothing like it.
I
Noon
mean,
to midnight.
There's actually nothing worse than being in the office at that time.
Well, that's why you're not.
And you're like, and so it's like, all right, like, hey, let's go to Raptors. You know, quick Raptors trip.
Everyone knows not much is going on that. You know, like when you were in school, when you were a kid and you were in school that Thursday.
No shot.
No chance.
No.
Right?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're trying to have a meeting at any point, like after 12 on that Thursday, Friday, really Thursday, Friday, even in the first 2 weeks, it's not going anywhere. Like I'm on my phone. I've got like
it's just
got a
the best
game
time
on the
of year.
computer. I've got I'm looking up
reschedule it for
scores.
Monday. Like not happening.
Because I like, as much as I don't follow college basketball religiously throughout the year, like I really, really care about my bracket. You know, I take a lot of pride in like how well my bracket's doing. I guess that's a perfect segue.
Not bad.
Where are you?
Not
bad. Mitchell's in the top 10.
Top 10?
I'm in the top 10. I have cemented myself. I mean, Banksy's back at like 15, 16, and he's the only one who's got a shot. But I think we looked at our possible like Final Fours, and like we have 3 of the same 4, so like
Too similar.
like it's done. So I've won. I've officially beaten all the football coaches. I'm the number 1 football coach, and nobody can catch up to me. Real quick, I'll go through all the football coaches because it's not something to be proud of, right? Like you got Banksy who's at like 15 to 18. I can't see here, right? Coach Mills is back at 20, and then you go Boose, who's 5th to last, and Eddie, our D-line coach, who is like far and away at the end, and he's lost both his championship teams. I think 3 of his Final 4 teams.
He had a tough round of 32.
Yeah.
He just didn't get many points, and I wanted to
Toomey,
speak.
you're
but
not far.
Well,
you're not doing much better.
Real quick, you know who's that second to last spot? We're looking at him here. The basketball coach on our podcast.
if you're not last, you're first. That's what everyone says.
I think it's Ricky Bobby. You're not first, you're last.
No, I think we'll debate that off camera. But.
Yeah.
So let's get into the bracket. Let's get away from our pool because no one needs to talk about that. The bracket. So we're gonna go through.
Kelly, first off, Kelly's way too cool to put in a bracket.
Yeah,
I'm
Kelly,
so out on that.
talk to us why not?
I wasn't into the scoring. The scoring was stupid. It was double points for an upset. So if you want to play the game, you're just gonna pick all upsets.
No. Because
That's not how you score brackets, though.
No, you pick all the 9/8s and you pick the
Okay,
7
that's not even an
over
upset,
10, the 10s over 7. But after that, you gotta stick to it. Like, and if you think you got a Final Four team, because the way it was, like, you only got 1 point for the first round, 2 points for second. But like when you get to the Elite 8, you get 8 points, right? Or no, I think it was 10. So like,
don't count me out, is what he's saying. When Gonzaga wins the whole thing, don't count me
you
out.
might be the only one with Gonzaga, but
We're gonna
you right now are, I think, 400 points behind first place. Shout out Lena. Lena works in our front office. Lena, excuse me. I'm sorry. She works in our front office.
She's absolutely killing it.
Yeah, she
is
the only. She has all Sweet 16 teams. She's 100%. I actually she refused to jump on the podcast. She said she was a little camera shy, but I went up and asked her quickly about like how she picked it, and she was like, well, I did it with my family, and my kids were giving me all those recommendations, and I just didn't listen to them. And I picked who I wanted, and I went with my gut. So,
well, let's talk a little bit about how boring it's been, though. So you're looking all 4 number 1 seeds, all 4 number 2 seeds, all 4 number 3 seeds.
Yeah.
I know.
And then you got 2 4 seeds, a 5 seed, and then Oregon's the only one making it interesting.
Yeah,
All right, it's
I got
pretty-
lucky. I picked Oregon in, but that was only because of the Pac-12. We actually watched that at our apartment, so like I watched Oregon.
So it's pretty crazy how kind of chalk it's been so far.
It feels like it hasn't been like that in years past.
Yeah,
It's
you always
been-
have a few teams that you don't expect, whether it's like 6, 7 seeds or
You have
12 seeds
one
or
5 seed and you have one 12 seed,
Yeah,
and that's
the rest is chalk.
Yeah.
That is,
It's wild.
yeah, because you've got on the East and West it's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
and then on the Midwest it's 1, 2, 3, 5. Right, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 12. Yeah. So now this is what I'll say about that. Like as much as like it hasn't been exciting, I think these next 3 rounds are going to be awesome.
Oh, this is
Like,
what you
they're-
kind of hope for as a fan.
Yeah.
The best teams left playing the best, like they're playing the best. And this is
Yeah,
what you
because
want to see.
and the Cinderella stories are always awesome, but they always go down in flames. Like they always make the Sweet 16 or Elite 8, and then they just
They
get
get blown out.
Then you go up against Zion, and it's like, all right, see ya, like
That's
you're
it.
done.
That's it.
So I think like this is gonna be really interesting. I think that's probably why like when you go into our pool, like everybody's actually kind of close, whether the spacing and stuff
Well,
like that.
most people.
All right, so let's go through, right? Like who, as of right now, who do you think is like that hot team? Who who do you have going all the way?
Yeah, let's go through and let's pick our final 4s each, and then we'll pick a champion.
Okay, I like that.
So Kelly, you want to start?
Sure. So my Final Four, I went Michigan State. I went Michigan State, Florida State,
Oh,
Virginia, who I have winning the whole thing, and then North Carolina. I don't love my picks, but
You can change them
I'm
out.
going
This is
yeah, this is
all.
your chance
Oh,
to change
okay,
it.
okay.
We're talking
So, like, if you-
re-bracket. We're looking at it new here.
right
Who do
now.
you think's going to get
I
it?
liked LSU, and I think I want to see Duke lose. It's Zion this, Zion that. I'm sick of it. They haven't been impressing me lately. It just seems like every year they're the 1 seed, Coach K, the Blue Devils, and then it's disappointing. And they almost lost it to UCF.
I'm
This
kind of
is-
with you.
I'm actually against both of you. One, I think that not a big believer, but there's a higher power working for this Duke team right now because that kid from UCF who had the best game of his life had one of like the most secure putback opportunities to put that ball in the net. Like he palmed that thing, controlled it, put it off the rim,
Yeah.
and it fell off the front. Like after like rolling around, like there was
Duke
a
should've lost that
win.
game.
There was a win. No, they
Duke
should
should've lost
have.
that
Like
game, for
Taco
sure.
Falls is an issue.
Yeah.
Like he's I mean,
Isn't he the nephew of Manute Bol? Is that right?
I think I heard that. I'm not sure, but like, and it's funny if you watch his. There was a like Instagram highlight video of him going around. And it was like, if you watch all the points he scores, he never makes like a move and puts it in. Like he tries, but then he blows it and it goes off back iron and he gets his rebound and dunks it every time. Like and I think he's doing it on purpose.
He knows
'cause
his strength.
he's a 1-to-1 rebound
knows
to
his
point guy.
strength,
You
yeah.
know.
Was he 7'6"?
7-6,
Yeah.
yeah.
Freaking
But like that's the thing
8'4"
with
wingspan.
that was the best matchup to have against Duke because
Yeah.
Duke's 3, 4, 5 are like they're all 6'7", 6'8". Like they don't go above 6'8". I think the one guy's listed as 6'9". They're center, but
Yeah.
he's not a big dude. But all right,
So
go
Kel,
ahead.
finish it off.
I
Who are your
caught
4? Are you staying with who you got, or are you throwing LSU in there?
I'm throwing LSU in my coming out of the East. I'm anti-Gonzaga. I know you like them, but
We'll get to that. Go
Okay.
ahead. Who you got?
you know what? I'm staying with FSU. Take a 4
Okay.
seed. Why not? Tennessee. I wasn't a big believer at first, but I'm liking how they're playing. I like the pinstripes.
Purdue's an issue
I
right
look-
now, though. Purdue's playing well. But yeah, no.
Let
I
me finish.
would
Let me
agree.
finish.
I like Tennessee. Like I said, my brother had him going all the way, and I laughed at him, but maybe he was onto something.
Yeah.
And coming out of the Midwest, I think Houston kind of plays with a little chip on their shoulder, and I like that.
I think you're just trying to throw everything but a 1 seed in the Final 4.
I think so too.
LSU, FSU, Tennessee, Houston.
Okay.
I like it though. I like it. Mitch, you want to throw yours in
Yeah,
there?
so I'm sticking out of the East. I'm going with Duke. Like I firmly believe that they're gonna get on a roll. Like and they're my pick to win it all, right? The West is a little bit tricky for me only because I haven't Florida State has been playing well. And I think I'm taking top 2. If Gonzaga wins, they make it out of the West. So I'll take Gonzaga. I'll stick with my pick. But if Florida State wins, I think Florida State comes out of the West. I'm in the South. I'm sticking with Virginia as the one, so I'm going no chalk. Or I'm going all chalk here. I think Purdue-Tennessee is going to be a great game. But I don't think they have enough to beat Virginia. Virginia's hot right now. And then in the Midwest, this is one I picked Kentucky out of the Midwest, but that's because I was really hoping for Kentucky to get hot. They've slow rolled it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, their best player's been out.
PJ's coming back.
PJ Washington's coming back, so got a shot there.
They got to show me something. Otherwise,
I will also say on the Kentucky note, GP Gramacki has Kentucky in the Final Four, so you know it's not going to happen.
He told me I had Kentucky winning it all because I always think Coach Cal, a team that gets hot like is dangerous, and they got hot in the SEC tournament. But as soon as he told me that, I was out. I immediately picked.
For those that don't know, GP Gramacki likes to pick games just for fun, to try to show that he can pick all the games and knows what he's talking about. Every single pick he gets is wrong.
Yeah.
So anytime you walk around, you hear him say, "Oh, yeah, Florida State's a lock against Gonzaga," which he said today.
He did.
You know Gonzaga's going to win.
You go Gonzaga. Yeah, take Gonzaga.
Yeah, he's a jinx.
So you still got Kentucky winning it all, or you?
No. I'm Duke. I'm Duke to win it all. And I will say this: out of the Midwest, I'm gonna stick. Actually, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go Auburn out of the Midwest. I think Auburn, North Carolina is gonna be a really good game. I think if Auburn wins, they make it out pretty easy. If North Carolina wins, they make it out pretty
Auburn
easy.
shouldn't have even won that first game.
It doesn't. The first game's dead and gone.
I know, but I think it shows though. It shows the character of a team. Like,
no, it
there's
does.
Teams in this.
These are 18-year-old boys.
They're
an 18-year-old. I'm not going to call any of these guys boys because they would take me out back right now. But these are 18-year-old men. They make little mistakes, and then they forget about it. Do you remember how you were at 18? I didn't have a care in the world at 18.
Well, you at 18 is different than me at 18.
That's probably true. That's fair enough. Anyway,
we're not going to get into that.
It's just not. Yeah, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Cool. No, who you got, Tim's?
Yeah, so I'm going. I don't want Duke to get there, but I think they're just too talented. Yeah. They're too big. They're too athletic. Their biggest issue is shooting the ball. They don't shoot it very well, and if a team can find a way to make them shoot outside shots, then they're going to have a shot. But going with Duke in the East and definitely Gonzaga in the West. Like I've had Gonzaga all along, and I think the two best teams in the country are Gonzaga and North Carolina. I think they're playing the best right now. I think they've got the size, the talent to make a run. So those are the two teams I got in the finals, Gonzaga and North Carolina. So North Carolina of the Midwest. Then I got Purdue out of the South.
I like that.
I think Purdue is a team that has kind of flown under the radar, but they're really, really good.
When you talk about like picking a hot team, like Purdue is like run through the tournament right now, and like they have not never a doubt in their games.
I mean, they beat Villanova by 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was impressive.
I mean, yeah. So I got Purdue coming out of that, and wouldn't be surprised if Purdue made a run and beat Carolina in the semifinals, but I think Carolina and Gonzaga are just too good. It's the best team Mark Few's had. I know he's not taken a team there in a long time, but this team is his team. Like if he's going to do it, this is his team, and they're big, they're long, they're athletic, they got good guards. I think this is the year for the Zags.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I mean, the one thing I watched that Gonzaga Duke game in its entirety at the very beginning of the year, and I thought that I don't think that's the Duke team that's playing right now. Yep. For better or for worse, I think that they play. Their offense goes the way their offense, the ball moves around, and who they get the ball to, and kind of their purpose is completely different. So I think that would be a really interesting rematch between those two, and I've got them both in the Final Four, going up head to head. So
cool.
Anything else, Kel, to finish?
I don't know.
Who's your player? We'll end on this. Who's your player to watch? I know Mitchell's. Mitchell's gonna pick Zion because he's boring.
No. I'm actually. I'll change it because I'll go with Trey Jones. I think that
I like that pick,
Duke goes, right? Like you saw UCF, they didn't play him on the 3-point line. He buries 2 threes at the end of the game, and takes the team. And I think like Zion and RJ and Cam are like the 3 most talented players. If you watch them like communicate with each other on the court, Trey is the leader. Like, and he's the guy who like if he gets going, all 3 of them get going right behind him. So like I think he's the guy. I think if he can hit shots, you cannot beat Duke. You just can't beat them. And you got to get lucky.
Kel, you got someone you got your eye on?
I like Luke May from UNC. I just think he's solid.
So good.
Yeah.
I think he's so solid.
He knows
He's
his
just-
game
he's
and he
a
knows
vet.
his strengths.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's done an unbelievable job in his years of just figuring out how to score the
Yeah.
ball.
That's what's so impressive. He's such, like, he does it, he's not skilled, right? Like, he is extremely skilled, but, like, he doesn't have great post moves.
No.
He just uses his body and uses his strength so well. And the way he gets offensive boards is amazing. He reads the ball off the rim better
very
than
smart.
anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Which is a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Who you
his experience, and
Yeah.
I think he
I
can
think
take
that's a
them
good
far.
pick.
Yep.
I agree.
Sorry, cut you off, Toombs.
No, you're good. I'm going with Rui Hachimura from Gonzaga. Lottery pick, top 10 pick arguably in the draft coming up. He's like 6'9", can shoot it a little bit, super athletic. He's the guy that Gonzaga leans on when they need a bucket. Gonzaga was my team. He's their guy. That's my guy to watch. So,
Start with him.
Yeah.
Bring this up. This will be the last part, right? Because we had to watch a tough. The NITs also. They just finished up their first. Both the Final Four games are done.
yeah, all the Final Four set for the
The
NIT.
Final Four set. NC State lost to a good Belmont team last
Lipscomb
night.
team, yeah. I mean, you would think you'd remember who it was if they were that good, but.
I mean, who's my guy Matthews? Because
Oh
he came
my God,
to
he put up 44 last night.
44.
He's kind of like the guy from Wofford. I don't know if you guys watched the guy from Wofford,
Yeah,
the shooter
yeah.
there. He was unbelievable. Both of those guys can put up points quickly, and he torched NC State. I'm an NC State guy, so it was a little hurt. I was a little hurt when I saw that last night, but it was super impressive.
What
to
was
see
the
them.
play that happened right at the end that NC State lost on? They gave up something.
Yeah, so they.
No, it was a turnover.
Yeah.
Oh, the out of bounds
The
play
out of
with
bounds
the
play with the
timeout.
timeout in your pocket. They threw it away. Other team hit a 3 to go up by 1, and it was. I mean, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. So that is what it is. But good games to look forward to with March Madness starting tonight. So super excited to watch those and see my Zags pull it out in another week and a half here.
Yeah. Well, until they meet Zion. But hey, crank that up.
All right, we'll see you.
That was fun.
That wasn't your best paper toss, but other than that, it was good.